show me what music files you have. Oh, there it is. Which one of these songs would you recommend? Okay, they're going to recommend the song. Alright, good enough. In that case, could you please go ahead and play that song for me? There you go. Could you tell me a bit more about this song and why you selected this one for me? There you go, it gives you all the information. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Now I want you to create a folder called Special Songs, and inside this folder I want you to copy this Dua Lipa song, alright? There it is, creating a folder and copying the song into it, alright? Oh, there it is. They actually did it. They actually did it. Good, pretty good. You know what? I changed my mind. Now you can delete that folder. Oh, it's gone. Now I want you to send an email to John Doe. His email address is john.doe@gmail.com. Now tell John Doe about everything that we have done so far, and also tell him why I chose Dua Lipa in our interaction. Oh, there it is. Hi John, I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to update you on our recent interaction. We played the Dua Lipa blah 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 for our user and recommend based on popular catch melodies and dances. We also created a folder which is called Special Song and Copy Song. However, later the user changed their mind and requested to delete the folder. If you have any best regards, your name. So what you saw was how things are going to be like in the future. You tell a machine what you want it to do and it does it. You don't, without reading a manual, You can make a computer do what you want it to do without being computer literate. So that is how the future is going to be like. And this is going to show you how it's going to be done. This is effectively the first step towards that future. Right? So the name of this, let's just call it AppZero, right? So what does it do? So it takes your request, right? It can be a written request or a verbal request, and it sends it over to OpenAI's ChatGPT API. So over there, they give the response in a JSON format so that it can be read by a computer, right? So this is just a very simplistic, high-level overview of what's going on, right? And then a command is also provided to execute that step. Okay, and that step is executed, and the terminal output is also recorded. And if there is any more stuff to be done, that terminal output is sent back to ChatGPT as the input, as a user input. And then this goes on until ChatGPT believes that there are no more steps to be taken, which means that the final variable that you see here, that will be marked as false, right? So once that is done, all the commands will be executed, which is to say that Windows will do what you have told it to do, and the results and anything else you need to know, the output will be shown to you, displayed to you, right? Now let's do a quick code review. Okay, so basic Python script, nothing too complex. Let's see, I'll just get into the heart of the whole thing. Okay, here it is. So first, we have the conversation states, right? So I'm assuming that a lot of you are familiar with how OpenAI's API works. So here the role, you have three things: the system, the user, and the assistant, right? The system is basically you tell them how you want it to respond. The user is you or the computer, and the assistant is ChatGPT. So in system, you give them the content has to be the prompt, whatever prompt that you give it to. So we'll just take a quick look and look at the prompt here. So I have told the instruction is that you have to give a JSON format response so that it can be read by my computer. And I've also given an example of how that can be done, right? And of course, I've also instructed that you have to repeat step 3 until final is true, which is that proceed with with the next step in satisfying the user request. And the output should contain these variables mentioned earlier. Yeah. So basically, like I said, like I showed you before, it goes on a loop until that variable final becomes true. So that is in a nutshell, that's kind of what we have instructed a ChatGPT to respond to all our queries, right? So initially, the human user, gives the order in English, right, in natural language, and then what happens is, well, that's added to the conversation history as a user. Initially, we have the system, whatever takes in the instructions, and the user takes in the user message, and now final is set to false. So now we enter the loop, right? And of course, we also have a call limit because we want a maximum limit into which we can make API calls, right? So now we enter the loop over here where so first we get the response from ChatGPT, and of course the response is going to be in JSON format, and this goes on, right? So, and of course the console shows you every single thing what happens. So you can have this recorded in logs, right? And then it executes the command, right? The command output. So yeah, so execute command is basically, yeah, it runs a sub process of CMD and executes whatever ChatGPT has told it to execute, right? And then of course the output, that is the terminal output, is recorded and added to the conversation history as a user, because this time the user is not going to be human, it's going to be your machine, right? Now basically this goes on and on until final is true, right? Which means ChatGPT thinks that there is no more steps to be done, it has been fulfilled, right? Now keep in mind that, okay, now we'll get into that stuff later. So let's go ahead and try out some examples. Now I have done a lot of testing, and it is a very good system. And what I'm going to show you is just a few examples, right? Because I don't have time to get into all the details of how complex this could be, right? And also keep in mind that I put a breakpoint over here. So I'm assuming I'm talking to all coders and developers here. So we have a breakpoint here so that the flow stops at this point, because I want to make sure that whatever command that I'm executing is safe or sanitized. Of course, there's code you can again add later on to manually do that, to not do that manually, right? But I've put the breakpoint here so that we can see what code is being executed, as well as we can read everything that is happening on the background, because it's all going to show up on the console. So let's begin. Okay, so let's see. So this is the folder that this code will be working on. As you can see, the current working directory is given here. So that will be this one right here. So we'll just start with looking at resumes. There is a folder in there which has a lot of resumes. Can you identify that folder? Okay. Okay, it says folders with container resume, look for specific folders found. Okay, that's weird. Go ahead. Let's see what you get. Huh. Okay. Oh, okay, so go on. The folder containing the resumes is resume. So let's just take a look and see what it did over here. Okay, it did this thing over here, and what it's saying, it's searching for folders containing resumes by looking for specific keywords commonly found. Okay, and then okay, and then it found these folders. Oh, there it is. and then it says okay. So initially you can see that it's false, right? Final is false because first it's collecting all the directories that folders that fulfill that condition, and after that it looks at what the terminal has given us, and then it tells you okay. So here it is. There is a folder here that says resumes. So that must be what you're looking for. That folder has some files in it, one of which was most recently added. Can you tell me what it's about? That folder has a file, one of which can tell me what it's about. Okay, share it over. There is a folder in there which has a lot of resumes. Can you identify that folder? Okay. Wow, okay. So first it's going to retrieve what was there. And displays contents. Okay, that's weird. But it's not done yet, so this is the first step. It'll first get, okay, go ahead. Let's see what you've got. Huh. Okay. Let's see. The most recently added file is 10.txt. Its content is about. Okay. Oh, here it is. Show me what music files you have. Okay. Let's send it over. See what we get. There we go. Okay. So here it sends back a command which is completely hidden from the user, and it will be executed in the CMD. Let's continue that. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it tells you what it's done. So to find the music files, we'll search for common music file extensions. And it got the music files that I have. Okay, let's try something else. Which one of these songs would you recommend? Which one of these songs would you recommend? Okay, send it over. There you go. Okay, they're going to recommend this song. Alright, good enough. In that case, could you please go ahead and play that song for me? Okay. There you go. And remember, when the final is true, that means it's going to, it'll exit the loop. Oh, here it is. So it's going to do start and Dua Lipa. There you go. It does the command. The CMD command is being put in. Let's see what happens. There you go. Yep, that works. So let's try something else. What can I do? Could you tell me a bit more about this song and why you selected this one for me? Okay. There it is. Oh, okay. Let's continue. There you go. It gives you all the information. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Now I want you to create a folder called special songs, and inside this folder I want you to copy this Dua Lipa song. All right. Dua Lipa. Okay. Dua Lipa song. I want you to copy this Dua. Okay, send it over to ChatGPT. See what we get. Sending the request up. We got one. Huh. Check this out. Oh, can't see that. Okay. In a single command, you make a directory, and in there you put special songs and copy that. Oh my goodness, it's a long command. Let's see if it works. Okay, continue, go ahead. There it is, creating a folder and copying the song into it. Alright. Oh, there it is. They actually did it. He actually did it. Good. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. Let's see. You know what? I changed my mind. Now you can delete that folder. Okay, send over to chat. There you go. Huh, there it is. Special songs. To delete the folder, use the command RD. Okay. To remove the folder recursively and quietly. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Fine. Look, I'm the end user. I don't care about what commands you use. Just do what I tell the computer to do. That's it. Let's see. Oh, it's gone. Okay. It's pretty good. Alright. Now, could you tell me what folders are available? Send to ChatGPT. Okay. Could you tell me what folders are available? Okay, list. Fair enough. Oh, there we go. It gives us master, resume, slave, and things to do. Okay. Fair enough. Now, inside the master resume, inside the master folder, I want you to create. Not forget it. Let's try something else. Now, I want you to send an email to John Doe. His email address is john.doe@gmail.com. Now, tell John Doe about everything that we have done so far, and also tell him why I chose Dua Lipa in our interaction. Let's see. We'll just email john.doe@gmail.com. Okay. No, it's not. Oh my god. Okay. Dua Lipa in our interaction. Okay. Let's send it. Let's see what we get. Yep, the bottleneck here is the API. Oh, there it is. Right. Okay. Go ahead. Send the email. john.doe@gmail.com. There we go. Now we'll see. Sending an email to John Doe about what went the reason use a Python script and the email with the mail. So the email, the Python script is what I wrote to send an email. And let's see if they have actually sent the email. Okay, here it is. Okay, John, the address you sent wasn't found at our destination domain. Okay, well, the address wasn't found. But this does work. I have tested it, I have tried it. And but let's just take a look. Let's see what exactly they have typed here, right? Send emails. Oh, there it is. Hi, John. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to update you on our recent interaction. We played the Dua Lipa blah 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 for our user and recommend based on popularity catchment and random. We also created a folder which called special song and copied song. However, later the user changed their mind and requested to delete the folder. Kevin, best regards, your name. Yep. I am not given my name. So this is where it gets interesting. We can actually specify in the prompt that my name is so and so, and you know, there you go. I can actually specify that the name of the sender is Nikhil, and it'll get that done as well. Not a problem at all. This is just a demo, because if we get this working on an industrial scale, it's going to be, what we can do is going to be so much more massive. Just trust me. Okay. What can I say? Okay. There's a folder called jokes, right? Oh yes, master. Okay. Now inside the master folder, I want you to create 3 text files, right? The content of each of those files should be a joke, any joke that you want, right? Yeah, that's it. Let's see. I mean, I want to create 3 users which should be joke and joke. Yeah, that's all right. Let's see. Yep, it's sending it over. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's all sending it over here, there. Okay, let's go ahead, execute this program. Let's see what it says. Creating 3 text files to create. Okay, fair enough. Let's take a look. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Joke 1, joke 2, joke 3. There we go. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. It's a good joke. Muy bien. Why don't eggs tell jokes? Because they might crack up. Okay. Why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Not bad. Okay. Let's try something else. Now you'll also find a slave folder in there. So what I want you to do is, I want the slave folder to have the contents of the master folder at all times, which is to say that if any new file is added to the master folder, it should automatically be copied to the slave folder as well. And if any file is changed in the master folder, the same thing should happen in the slave folder as well. If any file is changed in the is deleted from the master folder, it should reflect in the slave folder as well. You know how it is. Okay. Yeah, blah blah blah. Let's just send it over. See if they figure this out. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Master copy robo slave EMR timeout. What the hell is this? To ensure that the kernel slave is synchronized, we use a batch script copy. That'll periodically check for changes and updates the slave. Okay, oh. So every 60 seconds. Okay. Huh. Oh my god, what does this do? Let's just try this out. Let's just see what happens. Oh well, I mean, I'm not going to run it because I don't want to run any batch scripts. But yeah, I'm pretty confident it's going to work, right? So whatever changes happen over there will reflect. I'm going to stop it now. Okay, now a few things to keep in mind. So in this interface that we have, I mean, I've used web interface because it's a lot easier to start working on instead of any other GUI interface. So remember that we can actually remove both these buttons, right? You can actually, after the transcription is done, you can automatically send it over. You don't need this button. It can be done automatically. You just have to click on start recording, and then when you stop speaking, the transcription begins. I have done that before, so it's possible, and it's doable. It's quite easy actually. Also, you know what? Actually, you might not even need any of these buttons either. You can say something like "OK Computer" or something, and that the program will listen to all the audio, and when you say a catchphrase like "OK Computer," it'll start recording, and then it'll transcribe, and then it will send it over. So you can actually set it up in such a way that you don't need any user input at all. That's what is interesting about this. And let's see here. Okay. Oh yes. So there's one more thing that needs to be mentioned. So uh, now what happened? The problem here is that quite often the response is either incorrect. Not often. Occasionally the response is incorrect. It does not come in a JSON format. Uh, yeah, it's usually one of these two things. So one of the things that I've done is I've coded in such a way that if it's not in JSON format, it will catch the error, and it will go in through another client, interact with GPT client. It'll do it again, and this time it's a repeat client. Yeah, so it'll give the not the entire conversation. It'll just give a part of the conversation. Yeah, it'll give a part of the conversation, and it'll ask it to do it again in a revised JSON format, because quite often, even though I have specifically mentioned here that you have to reply in a JSON format, even then they don't always do that. So it goes through the cycle again, and usually they do give it in a JSON format, and sometimes, quite often, not sometimes, often the reply that we get is also the response that we get does not answer the query. This does happen quite a lot. So because of that, there are certain changes that have to be made in the architecture. So I'll just show that. So that's here. So every generated approach and answer is unique, right? Each way the approach problem is unique, and sometimes it's wrong. So the next step of this application is to have multiple workers, multi-threading, right? So you have in parallel, you have the same process that happens multiple times, and we have the master API, master OpenAI API. What the master does is it takes in the request just like everyone else, and it takes in all the responses, right? And after it evaluates the whole thing, it gives a much more refined response, which is going to be correct, right? So in my opinion, this is the way forward. The only problem here is that the time taken is going to double. As of now, I think the API response time is about 1 second. So it's going to be about 2 seconds. And I'm assuming that in the future, the response time is going to reduce. So it'll be a huge help. Actually, the response time is about 2 seconds, I think. So overall, this will come to 4 seconds. But anyway, this right here is the future of how I would proceed with the whole project. I mean, there are many different architectures you could use, but this is just one of them. And of course, this is the API key, but You need to remember that each time you put in your OpenAI's API key on a public repository like GitHub, it automatically gets cancelled. So this is API key is useless. But you can try it out if you want. What else do I have? Let's see. Anything else that needs to be said? Oh, okay. So this right here is the send email. So this works in such a way that it, like I showed you, it just runs that on the command line. There you go. Python send email.py, email address, subject, and email body. So that's how I was able to send the email because of this code right here, send email.py. And it's the usual stuff. I get the user and password from the environment. And of course, in the environment, I don't store my password. It's kept in encrypted form. And the encryption is XOR. Yeah, but yeah, it's a base 64 encryption because the usual XOR encryption gives a lot of slashes, and that has a problem when you move it to Python. So this ensures that only alphanumeric characters are there. And is there anything else? No, I guess not. I think that's about it. There you go. This is the first step towards turning a machine into something that is a lot more human. Good luck to all the developers out there, and the future does seem to look bright.